a big part of our responsibility, regardless of the model you're using, is tending to the process of therapy, tending to the process, tending to the relationship, right? It's like a garden. You have to tend to it constantly. It's a primary responsibility of the therapist. Really good therapists are really good at tending to the process and tending to the relationship. Going Inside is a podcast on a mission to help people heal from trauma and reconnect with their authentic self. Join me, trauma therapist John Clarke, for guest interviews, real-life therapy sessions, and soothing guided meditations. Whether you're navigating your own trauma, helping others heal from trauma, or simply yearning for a deeper understanding of yourself, Going Inside is your companion on the path to healing and self-discovery. Download free guided meditations and apply to work with me one-on-one at johnclarketherapy.com. Thanks for being here. Let's dive in. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Going Inside Live. I'm your host, John Clarke. I'm a licensed therapist, group practice owner, and a guide for therapists looking to deepen their trauma work and build sustainable, thriving practices. So excited to answer some live questions with you again. I got a bunch of questions that were pre-submitted, so thanks for that. I'll start with those, but for folks here live, go ahead and ask your questions in the chat, and I'll knock them out one by one. As a reminder, if you want to work with me in a small group setting, you can always join Pathways to Self. It's my monthly membership program. The main offering is my weekly consult group where you can come and I walk us through an exercise or a IFS meditation, a somatic exercise, things like that. And then we do case consultation and questions and teaching, and it's a lot of fun. So you can always join, try it for a month and see if you like it. There's no commitment past then. And I'd love to see you in there and help you take your practice to that next level. Okay, first question from KB. The full question is, hey, would love to hear how you're liking / struggling with integrating parts work with SE. I'm trained in both and find that if I'm not more careful with pure SE, SE work can often bypass protectors. I find pure SE can bypass protectors, yet move life force when capacity is there. Do you ground / resource first with complex trauma? Yeah, well, let me answer your last question first, because that's really the big one and like the hot button topic. The pure IFS answer in my experience is often that IFS does not teach grounding directly, because going inside and accessing parts when you have some self-energy is the ultimate grounding exercise. It's the ultimate coping skill. It's the end-all be-all of coping skills, right? If you have a fear of flying, you could treat the fear of flying and do exposure work. You could do IFS and teach them that skill of going inside and being with parts when they're scared. And by doing that, you could help your client overcome their fear of flying, for instance. So it's kind of chicken or the egg, right? Like, which one needs to happen first? You need to ground and resource first, especially with complex trauma. Or do you approach the work with IFS as your first line of defense or offense in this case? I would say this, in my experience, and as someone who does both SE and IFS and lots of other things, I'm primarily a relational therapist. So what that means for me is that my primary responsibility is to be in connection and in resonance with them and to use my presence as an intervention in itself, and that is inherently grounding and resourcing for them. So if they're really freaked out, dissociated, panicky, whatever, I'm just gonna kind of invite them to connect with me. Yeah, so a lot going on, or you're feeling really detached right now. Yeah, notice what that's like. Notice what it's like to be here with me, right? Don't forget, I'm here in the room with you. Yeah, and as you look at me or as you connect here with me, what's that like? What happens inside as you do that? I want them to see that I can help contain their overwhelm, which is attachment work, right? That it's not too much for me. I'm not freaked out by it, right? To me, that's an intervention in itself. If you are gonna do, like, grounding work or resourcing work, I would say, um, I'm a bigger fan of, like, co-regulation than, like, let me walk you through a deep breathing exercise and let me, like, psychoeducate you or teach you some, I don't know, tricky breathing technique or whatever, but, um, it's up to you, and it depends on what they need, and it's about the contract, right? So, are they asking for those types of grounding, resourcing, exercises? Do they need it, right? Are they requesting it? Or is it something you feel like you need to do or should do? Or are you doing it out of obligation? Or are you doing it because your own system is dysregulated, which is understandable, but I would argue, like, not a reason to do it. You know, so you said, "I find pure SE can bypass protectors." Well, anything can bypass protectors, right? CBT can bypass protectors. Mindfulness can bypass protectors. Just close your eyes and just focus in. That can bypass protectors, right? Versus one option is to close your eyes. One option is to keep your eyes open, especially for people with trauma. Closing your eyes can indicate danger or bad things are about to happen, or bad things happened when I closed my eyes or went to sleep or whatever. So you can unintentionally bypass protectors left and right with whatever you're doing. That's part of why you need really good, gentle, open-ended, invitational language at all times, right? One option is to close your eyes. One option is to keep them open, see what feels right. One option is we go inside today. One option is we just talk, right? One option is we do a little SE. One option is we get ice cream, and tell jokes. I don't know. Giving those options, because what's important is the client has choice in all things. Part of the trauma vortex is loss of choice, loss of agency. So part of the healing vortex is lots of choice, lots of agency. It's a really good question. Thank you for bringing that. I want to thank our sponsor, Jane. Jane is a clinic management software and EMR that helps you handle your clinic's daily admin tasks so you can free up your evenings and weekends. The team understands how precious your time is and recognizes that charting can often be the most time-consuming part of your practice. So to save you from having to chart from scratch, you can check out Jane's template library, which gives you access to templates that have been generously created and shared by health and wellness practitioners in the community. Once you have a template you like, you can choose to customize it further with charting tools such as range scales, text fields, check boxes, and more. To see how Jane can help you spend more time doing what you love, head to the link in the show notes to book a personalized demo. Or if you're ready to get started, you can use the code JOHN at the time of sign up for a 1-month grace period applied to your new account. Another SE question. I don't know what's going on here. I'm studying SE. This is from Mimi. I'm studying SE and want to start incorporating IFS. I have limited funds right now. What can you recommend? I love your show and the library access has been super helpful and I need more. I can recommend johnclarketherapy.com. Click on pathways. Yeah, I mean, because, yeah, if you want to work with us, you're going to get access to the weekly consultation group, and people are at varying places with their IFS work. Um, but you'd have access to those consultation calls where you can get your questions answered, and I can help you integrate this stuff. So that's a great place to start for, you know, right now, less than $200 a month. Um, Otherwise, what else can I recommend? I mean, outside of level 1 trainings, which are gonna be have the biggest wait list, as we all know, and then be the most expensive. My level 1 was like 39,999,999, $4,000 basically. So long wait list, most expensive. Um, Another option would be IFSCA Stepping Stones, where I originally trained with Derek Scott. and I do some support staffing there now. Um, Great program. I would argue is a level 1 equivalent, although the institute would hate me for saying that. Um, yeah, so those are great places to start. I mean, I think just getting some supervision on your work is really what you need, however you do that. So, I mean, if you could record sessions of you doing some IFS and bring that to me, bring it to Pathways, that'd be amazing. I can give you some guidance there. If you wanted to break down a session, if you had a client who consent to it and we could break it down on this show and do some live consultation on the show, that'd be really cool. This is just me, the content creator in me thinking out loud. Yeah. Offensively always thinking of like content ideas, like to a disgusting degree. But yeah. So really receiving the model and using the model are the best things. So receiving it through your own therapy, working with a good IFS therapist, and then incorporating it, trying it out, and ideally having some supervised practice is going to be your best bet. If not, just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, consume all the free stuff you can, consume all of our free stuff, watch all the demos that we have here. I have like a demo dissection I did where I broke down my own demo. To me, stuff like that's really going to help you get the nitty gritty of the model and like the nuts and bolts. So to me, I think very technically, and I'm generally like a very present, but also very technical therapist. So big on technique, and there can be a lot of technique within IFS, although it's also very relational. Another SE question. Here we go. 3 for 3. Helena asks, I'm a fairly new SEP, that's Somatic Experiencing practitioner, studying IFS, and when I get a new client, I get nervous about everything. How it'll go, how I'll mess up, will they like me, etc. I will push seeing them for a few more days. Yeah, I mean, I totally get this. And I would just say start by noticing the parts that are activated around this, and notice the want. Want is the other side of fear, right? So when I hear I want, like if someone's like, I want to be really successful, I'm always thinking that I'm hearing that as I fear being unsuccessful. And I ask them about the fear. So when I hear the wants here of, I want to know like how it'll go, if I'll mess up, will they like me? I want them to like me. What's scary about them not liking you? Because some people won't like you and some of your clients won't like you. Some of my clients don't like me, or they met me or we tried and they didn't like me, and that's okay. I mess up. So I do mess up, but attachment's about rupture and repair. So if I humble myself to moments where I mess up or miss the mark, then we can repair and move through that. And then how it'll go, I never know how it'll go. The whole thing is improvised, right? It's like doing improv. It's like a trust fall. No idea what they're going to bring into the session. Are they going to tell me, oh my God, I got engaged, my life's amazing, or I lost my job and now I don't want to live? I have no idea, but I trust that I can improvise, and I trust that I can help them be with whatever they're holding. I don't have to fix it all or know what to do at all times. Sometimes I can just be in resonance with them and be a witness to what they're going through. Less is more. So you're only going to get through these fears if you lean into them and just start doing your work. Start seeing clients push through those fears, be with those fears, and do it anyway. Yeah. Okay, we have a we have a live question here. Yeah, thank you so much for the live questions. So keep those coming. Talk therapy isn't always enough, and as therapists, we can feel that in the room. You see your clients stuck in cycles of anxiety, shame, and trauma, and despite your training, something is still missing. That's where internal family systems therapy comes in. My name is John Clarke, trauma therapist and IFS practitioner, and I'm hosting a free webinar just for therapists and practitioners to show you how IFS can transform both your personal healing and your client work. We're going to explore how IFS actually helps clients heal at the root, the 8 qualities of self and why they matter in therapy, and a simple tool you can start using right away, No certification required. If you're ready to go deeper in your work and stop carrying the emotional weight alone, this is for you. Join us now. It's free. Link in the description. Question is from Katayan. Any tips on how to work with corporate burnout using IFS? When even on sick leave, a client feels guilty for not being there for his team at work while trusting his team fully to be doing well. Um, yeah, I mean, so I'm a huge fan of downward arrow technique, which, by the way, is a CBT technique that IFS just snuck in there to IFS. But CBT is just manager on manager, right? My manager working with their manager. So this client has a part. He has a part that says, I should be there at work, or I'm letting people down if I'm not here, or if I don't do it, then it's not going to get done. Okay, what do you fear would happen if it doesn't get done? If you're not there because you're on leave right now and it doesn't get done? Well, then the team falls behind. And then what do you fear that would mean? And then we would have to fire people. And then what would that mean? And then I might lose my job. And then what would that mean? Then I'm a total failure. And then what would that mean? Just that. I'm a failure and I'm alone. So again, the rushing nesting to all of it is the core is exile holding the belief that I'm worthless, unlovable. And then the manager is working really hard to make sure that that exile doesn't get exposed. So you want to help gently pull back some of those layers, right? What's so scary about this all going wrong, right? So I would guess that he has a lot of unexamined fears, right? These are the things that are driving his anxiety that eventually drove his work, his overworking, and that eventually led him to burnout. And now he's on leave, right? Probably on sick leave because of his burnout. He's working too much and his immune system is like, nope, shutting down. Yeah. So when the client says, well, I feel guilty for not being there for my team at work, there's a part that says I should be there, or even when I'm not well, I should be there. I'm letting people down. What do you fear it means if you're letting them down? If they think, gosh, where is he? So you just gotta peel back the layers of that until you get to the core. And when you get to the core, you're essentially in exile territory. So you gotta be careful and go slow and gentle. Just work with whatever you're comfortable working with. But that's how I would think about it. I would help him explore the polarities inside, right? So parts that are overworking and feel like I need to work no matter what, and then parts that maybe say you need to slow down, or this is too much, or I don't want to do any of this, or parts that like to drink or smoke or numb out or whatever. So I would guess that he probably has quite a few blatant polarizations, and if I were you, I would be listening for those and looking for those and kind of sussing them out. That's where the work is gonna be. Yeah. Hope that helps. Yeah, good question. Okay, I'll hang around if there are more questions. Another quick reminder, if you wanna work with me weekly, join Pathways to Self. It's johnclarketherapy.com/pathways. Also, if you're enjoying the show, like and subscribe, share your favorite episode with whomever, with a few people. That would be a huge favor for me. The more you can help us grow, the more I can keep doing this for a living, or at least as part of my job. So another piece I'll share while we're here, and I'm waiting for other questions if there are any, is around contracting. I talk about this a lot in Pathways. There's 3 levels to contracting. The first level is, what's the work about? Why is the client here? I'm here to work on my social anxiety. The second level of contracting is, what are we working on today in the session? We're working on what happens when I do public speaking or when I'm at parties. Okay. The third level of contracting is, now they're talking about what happens at parties. The third level of contracting is, how do you want to be helped in this moment? Right? So you're noticing, you're talking about what it's like to be at parties. You notice yourself start sweating. You're afraid, you feel like everyone's looking at you, whatever. How do you want to work with this? Do you want to do some IFS around this? Do you want to do EMDR? Do you want to do some somatic stuff? Do you just want to kind of talk it through and kind of debrief how this whole thing happens, or debrief what happened the other day at that party? And if that's the case, then I can still quote do IFS with that too. And I can just be in witness of what this client went through, and in my self energy and resonating with him, right? Or even just using parts language, again, is doing IFS and holding that frame and saying, yeah, parts of you that were really worried how people are perceiving you, parts that really want to make sure you're good to talk to and fun to talk to, and that you make friends. That makes sense. That makes sense. So I'm just going to kind of be in that. But we want to make the work explicit. And then at the end of the session, you want to get in the habit of saying things like, how was this for you today? Right? How was this session? What was helpful and not so helpful about the session? Really want to make those explicit, right? Take the guesswork out. A big part of our responsibility, regardless of the model you're using, is tending to the process of therapy, tending to the process, tending to the relationship, right? It's like a garden. It's you have to tend to it constantly. It's a primary responsibility of the therapist. Really good therapists are really good at tending to the process and tending to the relationship. Yeah. Okay, that might be it for today. If that's the case, I'm going to go lay down on the couch, probably take a nap for my next call, and do that. So yeah, thanks for being here. I hope this was helpful. If you've got questions for next week, you can always email support@johnclarketherapy.com. My team member, Lara, will help you to, she'll get your questions answered and bring them to me next time we meet. So let's see here. When are we doing this one again? So not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, the 17th. I'll be here again. So submit your questions ahead of time. If you are brave enough to do some live consultation with me and jump on camera with me, that'd be amazing. So email Lara if you're open to that. I'd love to do more live consulting. That's way more fun for me, but this is fun too. So you can email support@johnclarketherapy.com. That's Clarke with an E, of course. And I look forward to seeing you all soon. Thanks for following along. Thanks for supporting my work, and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening to another episode of Going Inside. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe wherever you're listening or watching, and share your favorite episode with a friend. You can follow me on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok @JohnClarkeTherapy, and apply to work with me one-on-one at johnclarketherapy.com. See you next time.